All right, so in this video from Herdr, if you haven't watched the previous videos, we talked about how Herdr makes project management a lot more easier and intuitive for startups to get going and moving a lot faster versus any other project management platform on the market. In the last videos, we built, a roadmap and created some categories here up at the top, depending on your style of startup or business, and how you kind of organize your projects or assign them out. So in this video, we're going to go through adding some of these different cards to the roadmap here and aligning these how we want. Then we'll go into the actual projects here over on the left. So with these categories here, it just kind of depends on what the overall goal of the roadmap is. And here we have a 2025 product launch. So I'm going to go ahead and focus more on these categories here on the right hand side: revamping the homepage, pricing analysis, and hire engineers. So what I want to do here is say for the first quarter, I'm going to want to hire some engineers. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is, find an agency. And under that, we're going to categorize it as hire engineers. And I'm going to need to do that from January to, let's say, March. And then, so find an agency, that's going to be something within there. You can have a bunch of different tasks as far as like, vetting them out, cost, interviewing or hiring an internal recruiter, whatever that kind of will be. So hire engineers can be a bunch of different things. And then let's say within that, finding an agency, um, you know, as we're doing that, we might do something as far as, interviews, and that can go from February to March. So as we're finding an agency at the same time, we can be doing some interviews. And right now, and then so let's go into one of these here. So when you click here, it's just going to really take you into the Hire Engineers project. And so when you create your list here, which we'll get to in another video, you'll actually be able to use those as labels to identify what they align to. So let's go ahead and then, so once we hire some engineers, we want to also then get them to revamp our homepage. So let's go ahead and say under the revamping homepage, we're going to say wireframe analysis. And that's going to be from April to May. And let's move that actually down here. And then we're going to go, after we do the wireframe analysis, we're going to actually code um, each section. Or actually, yeah, let's keep it that way. So then under the wireframe, we're going to have that under, let's say, May to June. So that's up there. You can either, kind of move it down of under. And then so that kind of gets that quarter going. And so once we get the home page set up, we're going to have some people do a pricing analysis on the product. So let's say, market or competitor research, I can spell, competitor analysis, or let's say competitor market analysis. So under the pricing analysis, we'll have that go from, July to August. And let's then have A/B testing. Or let's say initial product pricing testing. And we're going to go from August to September. So we're just putting something there that can be, whatever. It could be a matter of testing the actual customer acquisition cost or whatever you have for your startup. But we just kind of see, we can kind of move these around as needed. If we don't want it in that quarter, we can put it in another quarter. And then let's say revamping pricing analysis. Let's just add something here for product launch. Categorize. Nope, put that under, let's just say pricing analysis from October to December. So once we figure out the pricing, we get everything how we want it, we'll just do product launch. Now, this might not get an actual product launch, but you kind of get the idea. You know, we're kind of categorizing these as we go. So I'm going to get rid of these here, these categories up at the top that we're not using. Delete that. Okay, so we got 3 here. So now that we got those here done, we'll actually then start to actually go in and add different cards and different lists to these too, so that way we can start tracking what goes inside of these. So we'll do that in there in the next video. Tune in to see how we can then take these projects and make them easier to kind of see, and how the dashboard and everything like that works. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at social@herdr.io.